Map here with the battle for Congress, and I want to spend a bit of time on this, actually looking at this and explaining this to you. These were the states which we were looking at before the night began, the ones which were battlegrounds, too close to call, interesting battles going on there. If we change the colours now, this is how it looks, and the interesting thing to note is here. In this area through the Midwest, you've got in the south, I should say, you've got states which have gone red, but you've also got other states which have flipped red, and that is the key, ones which have changed from blue to red. Republicans now only one seat away from controlling the Senate. They picked up, let me just go through the flips, South Dakota, West Virginia over there, which flipped in favor of the Republicans, and that was important because it was the first female senator ever to be elected in that state. What else did I want to talk about? Arkansas down there in the south, the third seat to switch to the Republicans. Then it was Montana and Colorado. There was Kentucky as well. That was a lot earlier tonight. That was Senator Mitch McConnell, who won re-election, and he is the man who will likely lead his party if they gain control of the Senate. All the Dems have managed is, well, of our important states was New Hampshire up there in the northwest. They held on there. And the other important one, as I said, I want to take my time on this to explain it to you, is Louisiana. We've coloured that orange because that is effectively too close to call. Well, actually, they're predicting a runoff vote there. There were 3 candidates in Louisiana. It is looking like the votes have been split, and they will go to a runoff between the top 2, and that will only happen in December. So conceivably, even though we've had 5 flips already out of the 6, conceivably, if that were to be the 6th one, we might actually have to wait and not actually know by the end of tonight whether the Senate is in Republican control or not. A lot there to take in, I know, but we're going to clear it all up a little bit with Mike Hanna, who's up live on Capitol Hill for us for some more analysis with a guest as well. Mike.
Well, Kamal, indeed, a series of nail-biting contests in the Senate race. 5 out of the 6. We were outlining those 6 that the Republicans needed to take control of the Senate. As you said, they have now flipped 5 of those, taking them away from Democratic incumbents. Now, early on, we'd been thinking that we might have to wait until the result came out for Alaska, which is traditionally very late at night or very much in the early hours of the morning. However, given these results we're seeing now, it may be a bit earlier. I'm joined by Professor Jason Johnson, a political analyst. It does seem as though we might be hearing about the Senate a little bit earlier than we thought we might a few hours ago.
Yes, we won't have to party into the night. I think that's what the Republicans are saying right now. It looks like they've got a very good chance of securing the 6 seats that they need, probably sometime in the next hour. It's looking very good for the Republican Party in Georgia. They may not have to face a runoff. It's looking good for them in Iowa. They're probably going to win that seat outright, and they will have their 6. The rest of the night will just be about how big their victory is going to be.
What is it going to mean for President Obama being faced with a Senate that is controlled by Republicans?
Well, if he continues to operate the way he has for the last 6 years, it means nothing's going to get accomplished and there will be a lot of gridlock. But he could actually take a clue from the previous president, George Bush. Bush always operated as if he had a mandate, whether or not the public liked what he was doing or not. And if Obama takes a much more aggressive role with this new Senate, he might be able to save some parts of his legacy.
Now, we haven't been really discussing the gubernatorial races going on. Of course, there are elections for governors happening in these midterms as well. The kind of pattern that we've seen emerging is that a number of states in which Obama won in the last presidential election have actually gone Republican in this one. What does this signify?
Well, it just signifies how people feel about those actual states, because a governor's race is a very specific issue. You're going to be talking about the local economy. You're going to be talking about local tax issues. So the president actually doesn't play as big a role. I believe that tonight the governor's races might be one of the few places Democrats are happy, because they picked up places like Pennsylvania. They are going to be slightly competitive in places like Georgia. They could still win in Florida. So that might be the one lone bright spot for Democrats tonight.
Now, the subtext of what is happening in these midterms is, of course, the presidential elections in 2 years' time. What kind of early indications are we getting at this particular stage?
Well, if you look at the Senate is the incubator for presidential candidates. And all the Republicans who are thinking of running in 2016 are saying, please, let's get a huge Senate majority so we can push through policies that we can run on. On the Democratic side, the question has always been, when is Hillary Clinton going to officially announce? And she's looking at this map right now and saying, what's going to happen in Virginia? What's going to happen in North Carolina? And how close is the margin of a loss going to be in Georgia? Because those are the places that she's targeting so that she can win the South in 2016.
Now, we've seen an obstructionist Senate, as some may have described it, Congress, which has been not particularly kind towards President Obama. Now, that's not likely to get any better. However, there is a school of thought that says if the Republicans take control of the Senate, they will increase their majority in the House of Representatives. They could perhaps be more amenable to cooperation with the president, not wanting to be seen as obstructionist with that election 2 years down the line.
Right. I don't believe that theory at all. and there's nothing we've heard from the Republican Party right now that says that they want to work with the president. You've got Ted Cruz, who's a senator out of Texas and one of the most prominent Republicans who's going to run for president in 2016. He has basically said, we want to wipe President Obama's policies off the map. He wants to investigate the president for Fast and Furious, for scandals with the IRS and tax collection, and they want to still repeal Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act. So I don't think the Republicans are going to want to work with President Obama. It's going to be how much he feels like negotiating with them, or if he's just going to push things through with executive orders.
Well, Professor Jason Johnson, thank you very much indeed. More to come as the results come in critically.